Stream time again. All right, let me go through all of the fumbling steps again to get a video up. I gotta post the link, and then we can get to talking about everything going on. Obviously, we had a big week for Black Clover, a big week for relatively everything. I think that I partake in. I can't think of anything that had any boring chapters. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I think everything had a really exciting, eventful chapter in the last week, so that's good. That's always nice to really have stuff to discuss and to really. So one of the things, obviously, to talk about is the fact that Asa's going crazy. He's got his own guts level spell. Hey, what's up, Jared Punch? Good. Kimetsu no Yaiba is it's got great animation. I'm not caught up with the anime. I read the manga, and I'm gonna watch the rest of the anime probably when the season's over. I always start a lot of like big seasonal stuff, and then I just stop, and then wait for it to end, and then I just come back, and then I get to it. So let's just hang out, see what's going on, see how things are going, and wonder what exactly we can talk about this week. There's obviously, like I said, lots of stuff to go over, lots of fun stuff to discuss. I'm super stoked for this next week too. Like the last week, I talked about how we were gonna have a lot of thickness this week, and it turns out we did. A lot of the areas that I left off, we left off in areas like Black Clover. Asta charging up, and then now he's got an anti-spell, which was pretty sick. His Black Divider, making his sword bigger. And we don't even know what else it's capable of. Is it limited to that size? Is it going to be able to, make the sword longer, wider, all around? Increase the mass with his anti-magic. That's going to be really cool. Eden Zero, obviously, we had the whole battle between Amora and Valkyrie. That was pretty sick, and now we're gonna be getting what exactly they're gonna go in for the next one. Oh my God, Larry Jones. Damn, I heard that guy saw Godzilla, King of the Monsters, badass movie I might add in there. Goji is that boss, but I don't know. I think there was the only chapter I can think of that was that boring. Again, I don't really care much for One Piece. I like My Hero Academia was fun. Chainsaw Man was great. Jujutsu Kaisen was great. Last Saiki was really fun. Tokyo Shinobi Squad was really fun. I don't think there was anything really that disappointing, even though I wasn't. What's up, JK Network? Or right? What's going on? What exactly has been going on with E3? I've just been like seeing like specific trailers on Twitter. I saw Elden Ring, the new software game. I was excited for that. I didn't really follow E3 in general. Did they have any specific things? I've only watched a couple. Like, I usually don't watch the whole thing. Usually I watch the compilations. Like I've seen the cringe compilations of E3, which are pretty hilarious, but at the same time, there's just a bunch of unfortunate decisions being made by these people that they think certain things are funny. I haven't watched any of the games. The only thing I know, Jake and Arg, is Elden Ring. I believe that's what it's called. That I am excited for because, like I said, I am a fan of the software games. I wouldn't say I'm particularly good at them, but I do play them and I do enjoy them. Play a lot of played through Bloodborne recently. That was really fun, and I'm thinking about playing through Dark Souls 3 again. Just playing through it and doing what I can with all my badass looking equipment, even though that's not gonna save me as I get killed all over the fucking place. What about you guys? What chapters did you really like this week? What was the most exciting for you? What was the most, would you say, boring? You try anything new? I've been reading this one, Witch Hat series that I can't pronounce the name for shit. One of my friends recommended it to me. I've been really liking it. Which Dark Souls game is the best? I really like 1. I don't know. Number 2 is the only one I haven't beaten. I've beaten 1 and 3 multiple times. Dark Souls 2 is the only one I haven't beaten. I gotta get back to that eventually. Every time I start, I get distracted, and then I just forget about it, or I get into I box myself in a corner. I need to do that at some point. I don't know. Maybe for a game stream at some point. What anti-magic spell do you think Asta could make to use with the Demon Destroyer sword? Maybe he could make a zone, or maybe what if he elongates all of them, and then each after that point their abilities kind of alter. Okay, he's got this one. Maybe the demon The demon slaying sword is just an all around, like, he can keep increasing its size. Maybe the demon destroyer sword, he'll like elongate it into a different weapon. It'll look kind of like a guillotine or some shit, like the swinging ones you see in games. That'd be pretty sick. Dynamics Pokemon with Attack on Titan. I haven't seen Dynamics. I don't know what that is. Will the devil outfight and ask in the next chapter? My belief, I think that he's gonna start getting pushed a little bit, and we're gonna probably get Fuego Leon and Marileona, and more people start to show up to help because they're gonna even with Austin, getting these new spells, new abilities, it's gonna still need to be a group effort in order to take him down. We know Marileona was not seen in the pan with Beto. We know Fuego Leon was flying up there. And all these characters are starting to really kind of like center around and convene up to where they're going to be fighting the devil guy soon. So that's going to be really cool to see them all kind of, again, like, we're going to get them pretty much the Clover. Not even really just the Clover against the devil, because the elves are going to be there too. So it's really going to be that country in general versus this one guy, this one creature that is threatening their whole, pretty much their whole structure. And who knows what exactly his plan is altogether. Next chapter of Eden Zero is called Infinite Star. What do you think that means? I think it's going to have something to do with Xiao Mei. I think it's going to maybe explain a little bit of why she's like this time person. I don't know. Maybe that'll be it. Like, because her planet, like the fact that time is pretty much, it's still there. Like I don't. They haven't stated whether or not you age on there, so you could technically be there forever, and then leave, and then time would. You'd pretty much actually just be there forever. Time would never move outside, so you get weird shit like that. And I'm very intrigued with how exactly that's going to be played out, though. Also, Asa's not a Naruto clone. Can we establish that always had the ability to take down the devil? Always, Raditz could save every single health easily. I wouldn't say has the ability to take down the devil. I definitely don't think that. Since Asa and are getting amps, who do you think will get one next? Well, the thing about their abilities right now, so they're always going to probably get abilities like boosted side by side. I don't think any of the characters are really. There's no need for any more like upgrades throughout this arc, because these ones, the ones that they've gotten right now that they just got, those were the ones that they had when they kind of had that short limit break against the devil already, and it wasn't so much as. I wouldn't say it's so much as another boost. I mean, they got spells. I guess in Asa's case, it's an anti-spell. But really, it's just achieving that kind of like slightly more advanced form that they already had. But I wouldn't really count it as an additional one that since they've already got one this arc. I think that they're pretty much set this one. I don't look Black Divider or Spirit of Zephyr. Oh my god, they're both so cool looking. I really like the Black Divider just because I like the fact that he's pretty much made an energy blade. I guess it's anti-energy. Anti-magic really along his sword just to make like a pretty much buffed version of his own. I don't think that the Spirit of Zephyr, though, is going to be a sword. I still believe it's going to be an arrow, some form, or a spear, because has used spears. I mean, it could easily just be a sword. But I don't know, I feel like with style being much more ranged, and how consistent Tabata is, I feel like it's going to act as a sword at the start, and then kind of switch over into it. Wish I could stay and talk about Clover. Greatest way. Oh, well, I hope you have a good time at work. Will Asta be shirtless by the end of the fight? Probably. I mean, I guess it'd be a little bit hard for him because he'll just have the black layer on top of him. Yeah, because the thing about the Spirit of Zephyr is it's very similar to Uryu's, God, it's hard to pronounce, it's German. Sheely Snyder, however the fuck it's pronounced, from Bleach, where he has a kind of this weapon that was kind of like displayed at the start to be a sword, and it would cut up, the reacting, the energy, and absorb it at any time it like cut up and damaged it. And that's not the exact same as Spirit of Zephyr's doing, but it is absorbing magic in the air and taking into itself. So you have a little bit of similar thing. And the thing about Sealy Schneider that it turned out it wasn't a sword, it was an arrow. And we could easily get that with Spirit of Zephyr, the way it's shaped. It's very elongated, very thin. It has a very weird handle. And it has this like connecting point where it looks like it might not fully be on there. I don't know. That's just a little bit of a speculation. Rex said Attack on Titan is like Game of Thrones with people said Attack on Titan is like Game of Thrones with killing off a lot of people, characters, having politics, and big dark fantasy. What do you think? I definitely wouldn't call it Game of Thrones. I mean, no one wants to compare it to Game of Thrones after the way that Game of Thrones ended, but like I guess prior to this last season, I mean, what was it? Akame got killed. Have like killed off way more characters and a lot more political, I think, than Attack on Titan on average. So I don't know. I guess people, if you want to compare it, I wouldn't compare the whole thing to it though. Comment says that they're angry over this chapter because Asta essentially not being son of the first Wizard King, which is plain stupid. He's not. Well, how would he be the son of the first Wizard King? The first, like Lumiere was 500 years prior. How would he be his son? That's silly. Like they're bringing in time travel. I mean, he could be. He didn't even have like a girlfriend or a wife or anything. So I don't know where it would really kind of like being put there. How long do you see Lumiere being out of commission? And probably till after this next chapter, because there's going to be a display between Austin, and then Lumiere is probably going to jump back in, surprise the devil, the fact that he was out, he's back in, he's got light magic, so he's going to be able to make that like speed of light jump back into the fight. So I just feel like at least one chapter he's going to be out of commission. That's where I'm kind of putting it right now. I am really even though it's a theory, I really want to see turn it into an arrow, just because I think it would be really sick to like have part of it pop off and then just like an energy bow just kind of form, because he's very primarily ranged. It'll be really weird to see him with a sword just because that's Asta's thing. I guess it'd be like if Asta's suddenly like, hey guys, and he's got an anti-magic bow or something. I don't know. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, but I will prefer it if it turns into an arrow. How do you think Yami will join it? I think Yami's going to wait and then go for like a surprise moment, and then use Dimension Slash, help push an opening for them to defeat him whenever that happens. Hey, what's up, Sheridan Kane? How's it going, man? Zodiac Wars is one like I watched the anime. I haven't read the manga, but I think it's on the Shonen Jump app, so I'm probably gonna read it soon, as long as it's got the full series. Monthlies drive me crazy. I hate waiting a month to get an issue of something, because the issue is it's not like, oh, it's I'm impatient. It's the fact that like over the time I'm gonna forget about the contents of the chapter unless I read it multiple times, and it's hard when it's 40 plus pages. It's just a little bit frustrating. Not a big deal, more like a small peeve. Because I read so many like weeklies and stuff. Like by the time I get back to a monthly, I'm just like, what happened again? I barely even remember. Asta showed way more hard work and determination than Naruto, in my opinion. Well, Naruto was really hard work at the start, and then he kind of just became like a genius. like he was depicted to be like, oh, he's fighting against the talented with like his hard work, determination, even though he's also talented as fuck. And and then it was like, oh, he's also got a huge chakra pool, and then it's, oh, he's also a prophesized reincarnation of like a deity. Rax oh my god, is Rax away, or can I just not hear? Can you not hear me? Is volume coming through? Now I'm curious. Hold on, let me check. Hold on. Oh my god, I just heard my stupid chair squeak. I got a new chair or something. I was checking the volume of the stream, and I heard that super loud chair as I was just trying to like listen into what was going on. Been reading about 160, 108 chapters. Leo fan now. Oh, rereading. Yeah, those are awesome. Fuego Leon and Mare Leon are awesome. The Vermilion family is great. Tanjiro reminds me of Deku to some extent. A little bit. I mean, they're both kind of like these. I mean, Tanjiro is kind of like this thick-headed. He's like, I wouldn't say he's dumb. I'd say he's much more of like, because Asta isn't smart. He's definitely dumb. Tanjiro is much more like this uneducated like country dude, where it's not that he's dumb, he just doesn't know, and he's very thick-headed, so he doesn't read people as well, like in their straightforward like whatever they're depicting. He's trying to like look for like small hints. Yeah, he's a funny little guy. I like Tanjiro. I think he's a really cool dude. Is Tanjiro's voice actor the same as Deku? I don't know. I have to look that up. I like Hiroshimo's unbreakable form. Yeah, Red Riot is actually one of my favorite characters in My Hero Academia. I think he's really underrated. And even though he's really only got losses, he was really cool when he was doing that. And he had a lot of cool like character development. He had a lot of cool like things to say. and just the form itself looked really interesting. I really liked that depiction of his character, and I thought that was really cool. Then we'll see the newest fairy tale episode. The preview actually says like displayed they're gonna have in more in Irene's flashback than that was in the manga. So that's gonna be cool to see. I'm actually looking forward to getting, even though if it's like a couple extra minutes, just more of events of the Dragon War, the Dragon Civil War, and things that went down, maybe a couple displays, more characters. Maybe we're gonna get to see Acnologia when he shows up in the battlefield and causes mayhem. That'll be really cool. I definitely look forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. Even if it's gonna probably be not that well animated, it's gonna be really cool to see. Just to see the extra bits. Yeah, Irene had rough stuff. Oh, your work got canceled? Oh, that sucks. But, well, I guess you can hang out and chat. Based on Moore's comment, how strong would you classify Valkyrie? Well, I saw the raw, or I guess not the raw, it's the spoilers, and Valkyrie is definitely much more powerful in this one. I still predict that she is going to be one of the Arascon States Galactica. We should find out next chapter her location. So if she is one, I don't know why Xiaomei wouldn't bring it up. So we should find out next chapter, which will be out either tomorrow or Tuesday. So look forward to that. And then right after that, because God, it's already almost time for another fairy tale chapter. So look forward to that. That's going to be awesome this coming Tuesday. And I'm definitely stoked to see what goes down between them. What's going to be the whole thing with Juvia, and what Toka is actually up to. Because that's definitely a plot point I'm stoked to see. What's going on with Libieris, Toka, the guild. Like, there's so many aspects that that we're going to hopefully get more stuff towards. Even though, like, the last, like, oh my god, that fucking chair sound is so loud. I apologize if it hurts anybody's ears. But, the fact that we had, like, the last, like, 40 pages were more of I guess, no, because the previous chapter was more, the Fairy Nail, chapter 25 was much more of, like, goofy stuff, and then the 26 was much more like a character-driven chapter, very much, like, expanding on Juvia's characters, on Gray's character and his feelings towards Juvia. You got some good progression for that, which was really nice to see him just fully on out and say it, bring it up. Who do you think was the most evil of the Spriggan 12? Probably, I'd say Irene. Like, Irene was the most vicious for sure. Like, she was, like, fully fine just, like, mutilating people and killing, like, she was gonna torture the hell out of Mira, and August was just like, listen, I don't have time for your bullshit. We got stuff to do. Irene was just fucked up in the head. I don't really think she was evil. I don't know. I'd call her pretty evil. I mean, she was definitely doing some messed up things. I mean, you could be evil and be crazy. Otherwise, you could, like, discount, like, so many characters. It's like, they're not evil. They're just, they're out of their mind. It's like, no, they're pretty goddamn crazy. But yeah, I'd say Irene. I mean, Bloodman, I wouldn't really count Bloodman. Not Larcade, not Invul. I mean, a lot of them don't come off as evil. A lot of them just come off, they're fighting for their side. Irene's the only one that seemed to be really, like, malefic in a lot of ways. Like, the way that she kind of just conducted herself and interacted towards other characters. Just got my sound to work. Oh, good. Glad. Tales of Arise is looking great. I don't know what that is. Is that a game, Steampunk? I don't know if I've seen that, if it is. Did anyone else check out any of these new chapters? Like, legit, this Chainsaw Man chapter. This is the most unpredictable Shonen Jump. This maybe even the most unpredictable, like, Shonen manga I've ever read. It's so weird. It's so, like, hard to follow what the author is gonna do. Could you be the wood dragon in disguise? I doubt it. I mean, why would that be Juvia? That's the whole thing. Is we know Toka's showing up, but so why would it be the wood dragon god? I feel like it has to be Toka. Otherwise, it's like, well, what the living shit is Toka doing if we're pulling to this instead of the fucking the super crazy person that's affected the whole guild. Unpopular fairy tale opinions. Let me think. I would say, my god, it caught me off guard on that one. I'm like, you're blowing my mind. I mean, I like the Alvarez arc overall. I think there were some fumbled parts at the end. I know there's a lot of like mixed feelings on it. Until that last, because it's like outside of the August fight, like it was like August, like how August was defeated, how August was defeated, how some of the rematch, or I guess some of this brigand like getting back up, when we got some of them back, and how they were kind of like off paneled, and then Acnologia's shortened fight. Other than that, I thought the arc overall was really good. There was definitely some spots that I was just like, but I definitely liked it overall. I know it's got some controversial opinions though. Tartarus is still my favorite. I realize Arcade represents the four deadly sins lust. Oh no, it's from Buddhism. I'm pretty sure. I have to look it up. It's from Buddhism, I think. That's why he's like super, like kind of like this weird religious, and he's always praying. Irene was just a tortured soul that led her to hate everything and become evil. I mean, yeah, she still became evil. I mean, she still was a psycho. She definitely was not a good person. I really wish we got to see more. There's some powers that I wish that we got to see more in action. Like, I really wish we got to see Zareth, like, created... Like, if Zareth was just, like, created a demon on the fly, like, bam, book, demon. We don't know, like, how long it takes them to make one. Obviously, it can't be too long. But that, and then Irene creating people out of swords. It would have been really sick to see, like, Urza when she used Blumenblatt to make all those swords come down, if Irene just made them. Even if they weren't, like, with personality there, and you just turned them into a bunch of, like, random fodder. Tartarus or Golden Age? I mean, Golden Age is definitely a much more popular arc. I would say Tartarus. I prefer Tartarus because of how much more attached I am to the characters, and I like that how it was. I like how like a lot of the characters they all got their own spotlight. They all got their own development, and the main villain of the arc, like Natsu didn't even defeat him. He just kind of opened it up for more gear, though. Golden Age is definitely like a much like heavier arc. It's much more popular. It's renowned as one of like the top arcs like in manga. Like people love the Golden Age. The Golden Age is from Berserk, Flamin'. If you've read Berserk, the Golden Age is revered as like one of the best arcs in manga. It's super well done. It's such a amazing read. I love reading through the Golden Age, especially like when you get to like some of the stuff like the first introduction of Zod was so cool. Have you seen Dark Phoenix? If not, then you're lucky. Yeah, I heard Dark Phoenix was really bad. I heard a lot of terrible things. And, like, it sounds really cringe from, like, some of the parts. Like, there's that part where, like, oh, we should call it X-Women. Like, shut the fuck. Stop. Get this needless projection of feminism, like, hard feminism, like, out of there. It's so annoying. And I don't get some of these people. Like, I don't get some of the people that it's like, no, I just don't want that in my movies and stuff. They're like, well, you're a sexist. You probably hate women. It's like, no, I can guarantee you throw a rock at a random nerd, and, like, they're going to be like, what the fuck? But you insult their waifus, and they're going to be pissed off. That's when fisticuffs comes out. I was very doubtful in Berserk's quality until I got the Golden Age. Golden Age is so good. Golden Age is so good. Last Stand is better than Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I heard Dark Phoenix just sucked, man. It destroys artistry. Dude, fucking... I don't understand how exactly they managed to keep messing up these movies. Like, fucking... They keep screwing up the X-Men, and then they keep screwing up Fantastic Four. Oh, you know what's a great idea for the X-Men? Let's put a bunch of feminist crap in there after like, prolonging the movie by, like, 3 years. Trash. I'm not surprised that the movie got really bad reviews. I guess it's like the lowest opening an X-Men movie has ever gotten. Like, that's unfortunate, because the X-Men I think are probably the most interesting aspect of the Marvel universe. I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel movies. Worst filler, fairy tale arc? Oh, the Daphne arc. That arc makes... The thing is, so, really quick, just pulling on this. The thing is, like, the Starry Sky arc and the Eclipse Spirit arc are both... They're both pretty fun overall arcs. They both have some really cool plot twists and fun character designs and whatnot. But the Daphne arc makes no sense. It makes Gray's like, yeah, I'm gonna betray the guild,
and then and freaking give Daphne like aid to a giant dragon mech, almost get Natsu like drained in the process, put all of Magnolia in danger so Natsu can fulfill some promise he did to some invisible people he forgot about he met at some point sometime somewhere. And then there's just the dragon free roaming around like in Daphne's flashback, just some dragon just flying around. It's like no, no, how, it wouldn't make sense. Like especially in like areas where they, especially in areas where Aknologi actually like frequented, like areas we know that he like in Mount Zonia he'd been there. Like his range is definitely limited in like his because he doesn't just I sense a dragon. He smells them. It's based off scent, and yeah, there's obviously a limit to smell. Like we don't know what it is, but he can't just smell everyone on the planet. But like with the dragon gods, they're their own thing. They're all somewhere hidden in the world. You got a dragon just free roaming around in the world. That's like, okay, why isn't Aknologia slaughtered this dude? No, they wouldn't do that. They're not that stupid. That whole arc sucks. That whole arc is ass, and it makes me sad to because I rewatched the anime recently, and sometimes I'll watch dubs just to kind of get the voices of the characters in my head. So when I'm reading it, makes it a little bit more enjoyable because it's a different experience when you read stuff and you can kind of like get the characters' actual voices. When you get something down and it's not just you reading it in your voice in your head. Oh my god, this fucking chair! I'm so sorry. This chair is so goddamn loud. But yeah, so then I rewatched that arc, and I was just like, this arc sucks. This is like the only time I was just like, I don't want to watch that ever again. Like I watched it originally when I first watched the anime years and years and years ago, and then I just like it was like a month or so ago I rewatched it, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Who believes Black Clover is not going to end. This is like the first part. This is part one. Like this is only bound to the Clover Kingdom. We haven't gotten into any of the other ones. We haven't gotten into much with the Diamond Kingdom. We've done nothing with the Spade Kingdom. We've done nothing with the Heart Kingdom. There's the Land of the Sun where Yami's from that we haven't even really touched on. There's the continent that they're like connected to, like any other lands we don't know. I mean, what would be the point of introducing dwarves if this was the end? Like, it wouldn't make sense. Thank God maybe the Dragon of Wrath, but I did not steal the idea from Meliodas. I mean, Meliodas barely touches on that. A lot of the characters in Seven Deadly Sins, they don't really show a lot of like nature towards the animals that they're supposed to be. I mean, there's obviously like the kind of theme of wrath, greed, sloth, but like there's no real like dragon aspect to it. It's really just kind of a title. It's nothing outside of that, I don't know. It's just something to kind of take note of. It's like, oh, cool, you got a title, but it's like, what exactly are you really gonna do beyond that? Probably nothing, I guess. Whatever. Man, it's every week. Every week when because it's Sunday. That's when a lot of this stuff comes out, like at least the Shonen Jump, at least the officials, because some of the stuff obviously gets translated by fans, leaks and stuff online, but every time it's like Sunday, sweet, finally chapters, read them, and then like once I'm finally finished, it's like, fuck, I gotta wait another week now until we get stuff again, and oh my god, so many of them had such cool art and panels, there were so many cool events. I love looking at this creepy creature. This one has the background for Chainsaw Man. Because I just finished playing through Bloodborne, and I never played through Bloodborne again because when it first came out, I was busy, and I kind of played a little bit of it, and I didn't play Souls games enough to be decent at it, so like I played Bloodborne, and I got my shit pushed in, and then like I just didn't play it, and then like years passed, and then one of my friends was like, hey, let's play that, let's do co-op, and I'm like, sure, and there were so many like there's so many spooky monster designs in that game. Who do you think will join Jump Force next? Well, next one's Madara, Bakugo, and Toshiro, I think. I really hope that they have a season 2. Obviously, it's all up to speculation. No one knows yet, but it's still hopefully on its way. There's so many ideas coming in and so much speculation. If they do a season 2 and there's no I'm going to be really sad. Is who I'm most excited for, if so. At least possible, because he's got such a cool move set.
He's got a lot of sick abilities to put in there, and I really don't feel like putting him outside there would be really like leaving him out would just be a shame. It'd be really unfortunate. You think Twice is getting washed next chapter? Yeah, I think he's gonna get wrecked. Because obviously, so this arc isn't gonna be that long. All the like in between arcs tend to be pretty short, and this arc already like Toga already got a fight, Twice already got a fight. The only thing was like Cremation and Spinner, and I don't even know if Spinner's gonna do anything. And then the boss, because one again, it's not gonna be that long. Fucking Shigaraki is going over there, and Giganto is on his way, so it can't be that much longer. Like it's gonna be what's his face? Shigaraki's gonna be fighting Redestro, and he's going to be, he's gonna defeat him, and he's gonna be like, well, you're not gonna get out of here alive. I've still got 30,000 more people on my soldiers you're gonna have to fight through. And then Giganto's gonna come in, start knocking down buildings, just plowing through everything like a goddamn juggernaut. That's just how I see it going. The fight between the two, the thing is, I feel like, it's a boss fight. It's going to be, chapter and a half, 2-3 chapters. But with Shigaraki, I don't really know how it could be a long chapter because of the fact that he doesn't have like a normal combat ability. His power is pretty much just one shot. So it's like how does he have a long fight? That's what I'm trying to figure out for his battle. I don't know. I'm very curious about that. Curious to how that's going to go. We have a dynamic live stream channel. Whatever. Listen, I'll post it there if it makes you feel better. I'll do it right now. Listen, you randomly made it and I didn't even notice. I'll do it right now just for you, Sammy. Gosh. Hang on, I'm posting it. Bam. Just for you. Bam, I posted it. There you go. I posted it. There you go. I want Tanjiro and Jump Force. Tanjiro should be in there. It would have been such easy double edged advertisement if they did. I don't know why they didn't. I think that was a really poor mistake on the people who made the game on Shonen. I guess it'd just be Shonen's part, Shonen Jump. It was cool how Hero handled the Amor fight, saying how it was real Valkyrie. It wouldn't have fallen for that trick. Well, yeah, because I think that was a little bit obvious. It was kind of like the Parasite LC, where it was just like, okay, it's a fake. Okay, there would be no other reason for it to be a fake if it wasn't for like, okay, this one isn't up to standards of the actual one. How long before one-shots are brought to Fairy Tail? I mean, there are one-shots. There are one-shot abilities in there. Like, Zerf was walking around Death Machine. There are a bunch of different characters with one-shot abilities. It just depends. The thing is with Shigaraki is, like, it's not like he's got, oh, my trump card is a one-shot. It's like his ability is only a one-shot. I mean, he could do, like, environmental damage, I guess. So I'm going to decay the floor or decay the ceiling to fall on you if he's making contact. But it's like, what else does he have besides that is what I'm kind of confused about. Also, really quick, if you haven't yet, I'd really appreciate if you thumbs up the stream. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. I do these streams every Sunday, once a week, at least once a week. I really want to schedule up a second stream, maybe like a midweek stream where it's just like, I'm going to play a game and, you guys can ask questions. And, when I'm not dying in the game, I'll look over and read them and answer the best of your abilities. Black Clover by Shonen Manga. It's definitely the best in Shonen Jump. Obviously, my favorite is still Fairy Tail. I like Fairy Tail way more than Black Clover. Even though I love Black Clover, it's definitely one of my favorites. Like Fairy Tail, it's a special place for me. And I'll always hold that as my top. If Valkyrie is one of the Erasmus Galactica, how would Homura and the others react? I mean, she'd probably be pretty bummed. I mean, she's the only one that would probably have like any real emotional depth to it because of the fact that she's, and no one else there. Well, the other members of the Four Shining Stars would probably be a little bit kind of like rattled by it, but I don't think they would be as like emotionally sad because they'd probably be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I feel like they'd be like, okay, yeah, let's go figure something out. Valkyrie would probably, or not Valkyrie, Homura would be probably really sad about Valkyrie. Shinra from Fire Brigade would be a great addition to Jump Force. Oh, he's that's not Shonen Jump. That's Weekly Shonen Magazine, which is a whole different one. That's the same magazine where Fairy Tail and Seven Deadly Sins are in. So they would have to make their own game and then hopefully put them in there. Everyone have one-shot abilities. It depends on who you are. I mean, no, we're talking about not like...
we're talking about like a hacks. Like it's literally an ability that takes you out in one shot. Not like, oh yeah, I have a powerful attack that just like you're not as strong enough to to handle it. Because like look at something like Yami. All Yami's attacks, he's got like all these dark attacks, but then he's got Dimension Slash, where it's like, yeah, you're not gonna just normally stand there block it, or pull up a spell to counter it. It's like no, you're gonna dodge, or you're gonna get cut. Rex, did you see Asta have the second horn? Yeah, he's got the one coming out of the top of his head. It's like a spike, and then the elongated one on the side of his head. Yeah, thanks, Sammy. I just hit 1,200. That my Black Clover video, like the last one is, oh my god, this goddamn chair. My Black Clover video is at like 6,000 and something now. It's doing really crazy. It's at, I think, like 6,400 views. It's starting to even out. usually like the first and second day are really where a lot of the interactions come from, and then it starts to kind of just hit like a steady number, and then sometimes people will stumble across it, drop a comment, give us some views. But for the most part, I'm like, I need to get a new goddamn chair. This thing is so fucking loud. But and for the most part, it's been really good. I like your vids as soon as I click on them. Thank you. I always have the kind of caution of like the first thing I say in the video, because I used to say, "What's up, fam?" But like, I got tired of saying that. I started to get annoyed that I was saying it. So I decided like I'm just gonna start it like just as a normal thing to say. But I always feel like I'm gonna start the video like saying like "so" or "all right," and I don't want that to turn into like another catchphrase or some bullshit. And so I always get nervous when I start the video. There's like a couple second pause between it, like clicking start record, where I'm just like, what the fuck do I say today? I don't know. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah, if you like my videos, I really appreciate anyone who views. Viewing and thumbsing up and commenting is always appreciated. There's if you feel like it, you could give super chats. I'm thinking about making a donation thingy, and then if you're like, I want to give Rex $1 for this video, you can. It's all though entirely optional. I don't want to ever pressure anybody into doing anything that they don't want to for me. I'm just a nice, humble manga guy that likes to talk to these nice people that watch my videos and hang out. Anyway, I don't want to get lost in the stream and then get way behind like I normally do. I think we'll probably have a couple of padding arcs before we get a big Diamond Kingdom arc. We'll probably get like a short arc after this one to kind of just like settle the craziness of this arc, and then we'll probably get into the Diamond Kingdom. We'll probably get like a short little arc, 10 chapters, characters interacting, maybe a little bit of training, practice of their abilities, and then foreshadowing for the next arc for the Diamond Kingdom, probably gonna come in there. Asta, I have an anti-magic spell called Black Divider. Black Meteorite might joke with you. Well, Black Meteorite is a technique. It's a technique because he's jumping at somebody and then using his arm to push on the side, furthering like the swing for a much more powerful attack. Whereas Black Divider, it's literally, I would say Black Hurricane. Black Hurricane's also a technique, just like spitting. I guess the technique and anti-speller are kind of like easy to mix up. Black Divider is much more like an enhancement one, because now his Black Meteorite is going to be bigger, his Black Hurricane is going to be bigger, his Bull Thrust is going to be bigger. So that's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to see the kind of like elongated, buffed versions versus, just techniques, because that's really what he was at prior. Rack Squad. Welcome back to Rack Squad, another video. I would want something different than Squad. I would have to think of something other than Squad if I was going to call it like, give a crew. I keep saying, so if you've read Jujutsu Kaisen, they have this ability that you can achieve, and it's called an area expansion. You pretty much make a zone around you, where it's just like a buff of your own area. All right, you have like a certain environment that will enhance your abilities and pretty much give you your own kind of thing. Like if it was someone like Yami, it'd be like, I don't know, like in a dark like building, or I don't know, some shit. Natsu would literally just be like a giant volcanic range. Something like that. It's an enhance. I kept saying as a joke the other day that mine would be the friendship menagerie, where I can pretty much make a clone of anybody that's my friend. Just kind of like make a squad. I guess in that case, squad. Menagerie though is a fancier word. I have to think of a different one. If we ever come up, instead of Rack Squad, we'd have to come up with something cool, something fancier. That'll be on the back burner to develop.
A Valkyrie is one of the Renaissance days Galactica. She's going to keep crime on her side and check or something. I think she just wants to fight people. I think she's probably saw it as like the best way to fight people because she doesn't come off, at least from what we know. We don't know if she's a good guy. She seems to just kind of like be a I want to go battle and do stuff. I noticed Asa slowly becomes a demon. There's a couple parts throughout the story where he gets mad enough, and his eye and his teeth will like for a short period alter. Like when he yells at Langris, his eye and his fang come out, for the demon aspects, and he wasn't in his form at the time, so it's slowly merging it seems with him, or maybe they're just like the demon is like showing himself for intimidation factor. I don't know. World Friender. That's my title. I am the World Friender. That's factual. That is my amazing title. Bolthor's Black Meteor, Black Hurricane, and Black Divider. I like Black Divider just because it's the buffed version, and I feel like he's gonna be able to keep like enhancing it to where he's eventually gonna have this like massive, like 20-foot sword, and that'd be really sick if it was like that. Like okay, huge buff one, Black Meteorite. Oh, I dodged and got out of the way. Bam, Black Divider made it way longer, so it's like way bigger slash, way more range, way more power behind it. I just saw, Flamin, I read your thing. I saw that you said something about Mana Zone, and I read Zone, and I instantly thought, because I was talking about like the friendship menagerie, it's like the friend zone. That would be that's the Rax, like, that's the crew, the friend zone. Something ridiculous like that. Oh my god. I'll come up with something. You think that in the last couple of chapters, Chainsaw Man are really dead besides the recent ones? I think that some of them will be dead. I feel like some of them will. I'm hoping, because we just... fucking Himeno, I didn't think she was going to die. I thought she was going to get beaten up and maybe like KO'd for a bit, and then you're going to have like an emotional recovery. But unless there's a way for her to come back, she's just dead. And it's like, fuck. Well, hopefully Kobeni is still alive. I like Kobeni. I'm hoping some of them are alive. If any of them end up surviving, I hope it's Kobeni. Because like the other guys, it's like, I don't really care. Because Aki's not going to die. Power's not going to die. Denji's not going to die. Those three are for sure, at least at the moment. And then everyone else is up in the air. Hopefully Kobeni is at least lives. She's like the only one I'm just like, please don't. I remember his channel was like at 200 subs, growing fan. We're getting there. I remember when I first started doing the videos, and I was like, sweet, I got 10 subs, 20 subs. I'm getting a pretty good flow. Usually when it's either on Fairy Tail or Black Clover chapters, I get like surges, especially the Black Clover chapters, especially this one. Like I've been getting a lot of good ones lately. You know, people appreciate, you know, the conversation, the topics, the fact that, you know, I can ramble on about anything, pretty much about manga. I can just keep talking forever. While I try and keep it fairly condensed, fairly down, like with an idea of what's going on, and trying to somewhat know what I'm talking about. Rax Army. We'll call it something. Legion. Nanka's a deadly attack where he stabs someone at high speeds and slices them in two. Like Super Chop. The round table. Rax to the round table. We're getting there. As I turn to demons during the Water Templar. Yeah, there's a couple of parts, and it's not just like he's in the form. There's a couple of parts where him just like getting very emotional. Also with the Dragon Slayer. I mean, that's what the whole thing is. Tabata really loves Berserk, so it makes sense of why we're getting bigger sword. Seeing how Xiao Mei likes seeing people fight, she must have a huge fan of Dragon Ball. She probably would like most battle shonens. So true. Brush literally got ghosted. Yeah, that was sad. Poor fucking Himeno, man. Those ghosts were legit nightmare filled. This one I think is way spookier. Like the other one, I feel like more people would find spooky. Like it's literally got these hands for legs, and its body is made out of like these corpse flowers. It's got like sewn up eyes and really spooky hair. But this snake is like this alligator-like snake with like hands like wrapped around its mouth to keep it closed. There's one thing that I always thought was really spooky. So when I grew up, I was really close to my grandma's house growing up, and she lived right next to a river. And it's not like, oh, cool, clear streams river. It was like always near. It was pretty much near this area where like the water, like there was so much moss. Essentially, it's the best way to describe. There was so much moss that the floor of the river looked kind of green and like
dark, and so you couldn't see it. It's not like, because there was one point at a different time I went to like another river, like a brook, and it was like clear water, and I was like, God damn, what the fuck? Why is this so much different? But if you've ever like opened your eyes underwater, it's like, okay, you're at the pool, and it's like, oh, I got bleach in your eyes or some shit, sucks. Or I've been to Hawaii. The water there is so blue, it's just like, okay, you're pretty much. It's like opening your eyes in the bath or some shit. But where I was when I was really young, you open your eyes underwater, it's just dark, and you touch the bottom, and it's either you're going to be touching sand or moss. And I always had this like fear of like opening your eyes underwater, and then it's like a big like underwater creature comes at you or some shit. And there's what was it, Resident Evil 3, I think? Resident Evil 3, I believe, where you go down the river and there's that big salamander creature. That's essentially what I always thought was gonna, just come out and attack me. And so this thing looks like essentially what I always kind of like imagined, except the creepy fucking hands around its mouth. So weird. Either way, really cool. I like it. Now you got Zero Claw. Chainsaw Man, the only characters that seem to have any form of like plot armor are the main characters. Just because they're the main characters, they're not going to die yet. After they kill the Gun Devil, Aki is definitely going to be in a spot where we don't know if he's going to be living or not. Power is kind of got a little bit of a leeway because she's the lead female, but we don't know. Denji's the only one that's like, Denji can't die because it's called Chainsaw Man. Unless somebody inherited his powers afterwards to make another Chainsaw Man, I don't know how this, like, he could die, really. Noelle is, in fact, greater than Araka. Or I thought it was Urakawa. I don't remember. Whatever her name is. Aravity. Best girl in Black Clover Gray. My favorite's Marileona, for sure. For sure. Anti-magic, Demon Slayer Sword, Black Divider. It's too long name for technique. It's more like a spell. Oh, it's like because it's anti-magic, because it's like, flame creation magic. Because Yami has darkness magic, dark cloaked dimension slash, because it's more like, oh yeah, darkness magic spell versus like a specific like technique, because there's like Natsu, Dragon Slayer secret art, hidden fire form, phoenix sword, it depends. There's like normal ones, and then there's like special secret, like your trump cards where you just have an elongated fucking name for it, something special to just boost it all around, to give it that, that extra oomph of everything else. Let me pull my trackball over so I can, because I'm sitting really comfortable, but I don't want to lean up every 5 seconds and you guys have to hear that stupid ass chair. Except my manga to have too many rape faces like Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus. Lots of rape faces. More like Toriko. Toriko's lots of them. Seeing how Zeref is immortal, I wonder if the Thanos snap would affect him. It should. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, it would be beyond him, because the Infinity Gauntlet, like, works on a universal level. The Ghost Hand Demon is something out of the Japanese legend, since its head looked partly human, but it had a demonic body. I have to look it up, because I know there's the corpse flowers. Like, I know that's a thing. I don't remember what they're exactly called, but the fact that it was covered in them, that's obviously a part of like symbolism in there. And it's a ghost. It's not like, oh, a devil. Like, this is a snake devil. It's a snake that's going to be made to look more horrific. Like, this was a ghost. Like, it's got to be something, like, way more twisted. Like, Natsu and Gray yelling at each other. Yeah. I mean, Naruto and Sasuke did it all the time, though. Natsu and Gray, it was much more about, like, instants. But that's going to happen anytime, like, two long characters, like, end up fighting. Worst filler arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, Capsule Monsters. That's not a debate. Capsule Monsters. I can watch every episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Again in a row. Like, I do it every once in a while. Every few months I watch through Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And the only arc that I don't like watching is Capsule Monsters. The art itself looks different. Like, all the... Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters, a lot of them, especially the main characters, have that kind of, like... The kind of, like, extra darkening around their eyes. Like, that weird eye design that Takahashi did. And in that arc, if you go back and look, like, it's way darker. And it's way thicker. It's weird to look at. And then just, like, the only thing that... I'll see it. Hang on, Multi Hussein. Oh, God, no. I almost clicked hide. But, in that arc... Oh my god, where was I in my head? Oh yeah, in that arc, the only thing I liked was, like, the dual armor, just because I liked the concept. I thought that was cool, but other than that, the arc itself was just, like, not fun to really go. Let's see. I don't know if you noticed the dirt on the 5-leaf grimoires. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't mention it in the video because I'm not gonna bring it up unless somebody actually says anything, because like we've been able to see it fine throughout the series, and I don't think there's been enough like notice because it looks so dirty, and a lot of characters can't. They're not like looking at Asa's grimoire. Like a lot of the characters don't look at each other's grimoires. Messing with other people's grimoires we haven't seen like it at all in Black Clover. There's no like, hey, let me see your grimoire, examine it. There's actually a comment from Tabata in an interview where he talked about like they asked him about like if someone could steal someone else's grimoire, and I guess like stealing someone else's grimoire is like a war crime. It's like one of the meanest. It's like one of the worst things you can do in their series because it's like an extension of them. I imagine you would only really do it if you killed someone. Like if you just did it to do it, I probably wouldn't be too smiled upon by other people in the world. It seems to be a pretty big deal about doing. Now I'm wondering what Goldry and Repchi maybe do about. Oh my god. Now I'm wondering what Goldry and Repchi may be doing now. Although they're gonna go sell those magic items, probably. They're gonna go probably buy a position in one of the other kingdoms, is my guess. Probably the Spade Kingdom. I feel like that's because if they go to the Spade Kingdom, then they can just keep going north if it doesn't go well. Demon looking like some SPC type demon. Oh, yeah, it's spooky. It looks like something from Bloodborne. It's like this. It's a legit nightmare creature. Denji can't die. He's forever in the death's doorsteps. Well, I think it has to do with the fact that he's one of these like devil creatures. Like because the fiends are devils that take over a human body, but they retain their sentience. But this guy, this Yakuza dude, and Denji are the opposite. They're a human that's taken in devil powers, but they're the ones that hold dominance. So there's definitely something different about them. You know, that we already know that at least from Denji at least, can drink devil blood in order to keep going and heal himself and give himself more stamina. We don't know about this dude. Regardless of that, we've seen like Denji got shot in the head. He's been horribly injured. He got chopped up. We don't know the extent of what these guys are capable of, you know, how much they can really kind of come back from, as long as whatever the criteria of their bodies are met. Like Denji, you know, you pull the cord on his chest, same way he could just get back up. We'll see, though. Oh, well, there we go. Got back to where I was. Merrick or Bakura, which you like more? I liked Merrick more, because Bakura I think was better overall, but I think at the time of Merrick was a much more threatening villain. It's really unfortunate because so I watched in the anime the dub. I like the evil Merrick's voice more than the sub one, but this dub one cuts out a lot of creepy scenes that he does, like a lot of weird shit, like just because the animation looks really good in some of those scenes and it's really nice. Oh, where was I? Dark Magician race. Wait, Dark Magician race of Black Clover. Well, Dark Magician is a race. Mahad was the primary sorcerer. He was an extremely powerful magician that worked for the Pharaoh Atem, and he had the illusion magician, which was his like special creature he summoned. And when when he went to unlock his full power, because Mahad actually sealed a lot of his power away because it was too much for him, and then he unlocked it, and he ended up merging with the illusion magician to create the Dark Magician, and that way he could pretty much serve Atem forever. Anytime he reincarnates, he'll as a spirit will come to protect him and come to his aid. That's why Yugi and Atem have such a connection with the Dark Magician. It's got Yu-Gi-Oh! All up in here for a quick second. Are there any anime fillers that's not bad? No, because a lot of the anime fillers and the two Fairy Tail arcs are good. Most of Bleach's filler arcs are good. Most of Yu-Gi-Oh's filler arcs are good. I like for the most part. Steampunk. Is that Steampunk 2077? When did they say that comes out? I think next year. It looks pretty good. I might get it. I got Red Dead Redemption 2 and I just never played it. I feel like it's gonna be like Bloodborne, and like 3 years from now I'm gonna play it and be like, this is great. But then it's gonna be like, nobody's playing it anymore. And it's like, well, fuck. Stealing Ross's Grimoire would be a mistake. Obviously, yeah, no one normally would be able to use it, but just like stealing Grimoires in their world in general seems to be really frowned upon. I feel like Asta's devil is going to be related to the word devil, like a brother. Well, we don't know because there's that whole statement when he says like he doesn't know which one of the devils he is, but he's like you need to know your place, in the pecking order and the grand, the ranking of other demons. So there's obviously the connection, like the fact that he doesn't know it says that there's going to be a lot of demons. Because if it was like, oh, there's 8 demons, it's like if there's 7 other, you're going to be able to have an estimation of, oh, this guy's got to have this. It's got to be this guy because this power. Like I feel like if it was any other demon, it's like, oh, word soul magic, it's this guy. But it's like anti magic. It's so weird. Maybe we don't know. It's very curious. Hopefully, again, I'm hoping we find out names soon. I really want that demon interaction. I want it so bad. I really just want to see these. I'll be legitimately disappointed in that if it doesn't happen this arc. It doesn't need to be like, oh, we need a million lore pieces between these 2 characters. I want a few words to be swapped between these 2 characters. Even if it's like, not like, oh, the demon took over Asta, now he's fighting. Or if it's like, oh, they defeated the devil, and the devil's like, oh, you need to help me, you're a fellow demon. And there's just like a part where he's like, fuck no, I'm not helping you. And he just kind of like hangs out in his grimoire and laughs at him or some shit. Something like that. I don't know. I want to see more Diamond Kingdom soldiers that can use 2 magic attributes. Yeah, something like that, or maybe like... So, there's hopefully more of that. That I'm very interested in seeing more of. Or like maybe like more integration, like more of like, oh, we each have like these experimental people. Like say, that's Mars's thing. He was a patchwork of 2 grimoires. Maybe there's something different with each of the guys. Maybe they're all kind of like the result of different experiments, and so each of them are going to have this very weird kind of move set. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what exactly the Diamond Kingdom is going to be capable of, because they're where they're at because of not like, oh, the Diamond or the Clover Kingdom's like, okay, we got these powerful characters. We've got a kingdom we're running. We got the system of joining the Magic Knights, doing these things, and you get stronger as you go. We got tournaments and stuff. That's how we're keeping strong. We're progressing, and it's like the Diamond Kingdom's like experimental shit, making people fight to the death. Lots of way more like serious and vicious stuff than we're gonna get with the Clover King. So I'm very curious to what they're gonna do. Jared, that's not me. That's Jared Punch. Kimetsu no Yaiba opinions. I like Kimetsu no Yaiba. I like the villains especially. And then Inosuke is my favorite in the series. Badass with that boar hat on. That guy's awesome. Merrick made a lot of creepy rape faces. Yeah, he did. Merrick was really cool. I'm going to be legit disappointed in Jump Force if they don't have Merrick. Because they have Yugi. So they have Yugi, his oldest Slifer. Which, I get why they use Slifer. I wish it was more like... Because they have Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl as his main attacks. Two of his main abilities, because he's Dark Magician Girl, and then Draw, and then you can use Draw to enhance the other 2. But and then his oldest Slifer. I wish his old, because the thing is you can use the Dark Magician like enhancement is he shoots 1 more because he comes out. Blam, shoots 3 energy blasts, and then the powered ones he shoots 1 more, but it's a lot more powerful, and it's like seeking and it has more range. Dark Magician Girl comes out, and then Dark Magician shows up, and they use Black Burning Magic. I wish his ult was like, there's a scene in the virtual world where he summons Dark Magician Girl, and Magician of Black Chaos all at once. I would have liked to see that. That would have been really cool. And then Magician of Black Chaos comes down, or Blackluster Soldier. I get why it's Slifer though, so that I'm fine with. With Kaiba, Kaiba's is a little confusing because his rush move is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but his ult is Obelisk. But lore-wise, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is more powerful than Obelisk. Like Obelisk and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon fought like the actual creatures. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon would win. Because the blue or the white dragon, essentially what Kisara had sealed within her, it was on level with the gods with Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra. So obviously, merging 3 of this character together, it's more powerful than Obelisk. But you gave him Obelisk ult, and so you have 2 of the 3 gods. I'm going to be so bummed out if they don't have the last one. If they don't have a Ra, the strongest one, the goddamn god of the sun. And please, game, do it. I require it. What's up, Joshua Light? How's it going, man? How you be?
plus Bakura is always taking L's in the duel. He lost to Yugi Marikai, but I don't. The only time I think Bakura really won was against Bones. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I feel like the only duel he really ever won was with Bones. But the thing is he wasn't a duel, like, he wasn't set up to be like, oh, I'm the villain because I'm a great duelist. I mean, he had some good strategies, that's factual. Like, he had some pretty good strategies. But he was more, like, set up as a villain for, like, the actual, like, original way that the Shadow games were, summoning monsters that were, physically fighting instead of, the card game aspect. That's where he kind of was set up, because he was, like, he's, like, never dying. Because he came back in, oh my god, did he come back fully? I think he was still affecting stuff, the Millennium Ring and Dark Side of Dimensions. And he's not like, at least Yami Bakura, he's just a fraction of Zork. And so Zork should still exist since the Millennium Ring was still alive. Or I guess still existed, not alive. But yeah. There are a lot of demons. Yeah, Naruto Shippuden filler arcs during the war are bad. Naruto, so what I remember about Naruto filler, like, singular episodes were pretty enjoyable, where it's just like, oh, we got, this next 2 episodes are filler. But it's like filler arcs. It was just like, because like, wasn't the end of part 1? It was like 100 chapters or 100 episodes of straight filler. Jesus, I remember that. I stopped watching, and then I came back at the end. I just watched the last episode, and they were fighting like some big dude with Gaara, some like dude in a bunch of armor or some shit. I was like, what is even going on right now? So weird. Super. I don't understand it. Whatever. What elemental power does a shonen rival is best known for? Wait, what elemental power does a shonen rival is best known for? I don't know what you mean. I guess it would have to be something contrasts to whatever the main character is. Devils in Black Clover or like Blue Nitro and Toriko. I mean, probably. That's factual. I know Tabata does like Toriko. Yeah, the Devil in the Grimoire needs to have at least a few lines. I don't need him to see him talk to anybody else. I just want to see him talk to the other demon. I want it so bad. Isn't it weird that Team Nazi was struggling with the Dragoners considering their earlier opponents that they defeated? Well, they defeated most of the freaking 12 in groups. Most of them were defeated in groups. And you can't, like, I've seen this argument, like, Zara, Fendak, and Lugia. They didn't just beat them normally. They had all this stuff, all these factors, like, placed in there. And we don't know where the Dragoners came from. We don't know how they're so strong. We don't know their origins. Like, there's a lot of mysteries in there. And, like, the Spriggan 12 is like on on one continent, whereas Diablos is on a different continent. We don't know how all these other places are operating. Diamond Kingdom might patch 2 4-leaf clovers together. I want to see an equivalent to the 4-leaf, because obviously it's like the diamond and the clover. Most clover grimoires are 3-leafed, and there's the rare 4-leaf. I want to see the diamond have an equivalent to the 4-leaf. Maybe it's like a different diamond shaped something. I don't know. Well, hopefully we find out that, even if it's just one, because Mars is not the strongest out of that group. I don't need much experience with Shonen to know that when it shows like, oh, the battle mages, the shining generals of the Diamond Kingdom, and when it shows all the characters, all the was it seven shining generals or something, like 7? I think it was 7. I have to go back and look. But when it shows all these guys, and then the one in the middle, in the furthest back of the room, and he's the only one with like shadows like covering the top of their body. I don't need that much experience to know that guy's the strongest. I feel like anybody can throw a rock at a random person and be like, can you tell me which one's the strongest? And he'd be like, well, probably the dude ominously standing in the background. Yeah, probably that dude. He's probably the strongest. If the next arc involves the Diamond Kingdom, I wonder how Mars will react seeing Asta on the battlefield being pitted against him. It depends on if Mars has been brainwashed again. We don't know. That Ring is bad news. Wait, Ring? Oh my god, where did I get distracted on Ring? Do you think Noelle will get more upgrades in her magic in later arcs, or is she good as she is now? I think she's good with the Valkyrie dress. I want to see her use more of like combos for her spell. Because I thought it was really cool her lance turned into her water dragon roar. So it'd be really cool to see her. It just had like other things like bam, throw the spear down, damage somebody, or like imagine if she's fighting someone, they're in a battle, and something bad's gonna happen far away. She's like, "Oh, I'm not fast enough. I'm not gonna get there." Throws her lance, and it hits an area, and then she uses sea dragon's nest. Bam! He makes a big barrier of water, protects somebody. I want to see more of like her doing combos rather than her getting a bunch more upgrades in her armor or new spells. Combos are definitely what I want to see from her coming forward. Dragons are probably the strongest characters in Fairy Tail. Well, dragons are the strongest species, for sure. That's just canon. I mean, dragons were the dominant rulers of the planet until they pretty much had a war with themselves and then created dragon slayers. Obviously, the ring in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, the Millennium Ring. Yeah, of course. It was the four shining jewels. No, it's the four shining stars. It was. I'm gonna look. I have to look this up now. It was. I think the 8 or 9 shining generals for the Diamond Kingdom. Let me see. Black Clover. Oh my god, I have to look this up now midstream because it's gonna bother me if I don't. Black Clover shining generals. Oh, cool. I had it in my search bar. Yeah, it's 8 because there was the 3 that went out. There's the 3 that went out that were defeated that were like the old versions, and then there were the 5 new ones. Or yeah, so it was 8 total, and they're probably gonna replace those other 3. And then we don't know what happened with Ladros and Mars. And then we have this fat dude, and then this black dude, and then yeah, I don't think I need enough to know that the one guy who's like who's in the middle, and then shaded and shadows to say, yeah, that guy's the goddamn strongest one. We'll see. We'll see right now. Give it time. Once we get there. All Noelle needs to is to learn more powerful spell to put all the mana to better use. Well, she's got a really powerful spell. Her Sea Dragon Roar is still... Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Her Sea Dragon Roar is still really powerful. It's the fact that it's linear. Like, she can manipulate it to a short degree after it's used, but it seems pretty easy to dodge as long as you just open range and, you know, play defensive for a while. You don't get into that, like, oh, you just underestimated the shit out of her, and now she's, like, point and blank in her face. Sea Dragon Roar, you're done. It needs to be capable of... It needs to be capable of like, getting that moment in. I want to see more of her combinations now, because that's one of the things I think was really cool about her Valkyrie dress. Not just the fact, oh, she's got a cool armor upgrade. I like the fact that she could use it, at least from what we've seen in combos. They guarantee more than 4. Yeah, we'll see. I'm wondering... I'm so curious about the other 3 kingdoms, or the other 3, because there was the... where's the picture? Let me find the picture that I had, because I saved it from that video I did where it went over a little bit of information from one of the data books over the map for Black Clover. Let me see. Here it is. Because they said I think the Spade Kingdom, they said it was like a kingdom of fog. Kind of described it. Yeah, of winter and fog. So it's probably going to be like winter's coming. And then resource-rich Heart Kingdom. So the Heart Kingdom's probably going to have a lot of weaponry, I'm guessing. They're going to have a lot of magical weaponry. The Diamond Kingdom is, you know, they've got weird experimental shit. And I'm guessing the Spade Kingdom is going to be maybe like all around just way more powerful. My money's on either the Diamond or the Heart or the Spade Kingdom being the strongest. The Spade Kingdom obviously is the most likely pick because it's the biggest. It's the only one connected to other land masses. They're not directly like touchy borders with the other kingdoms. You know, and then the Heart Kingdom, I feel like they're just the most mischievous. We'll see though. We'll see. People say Sakura can one-shot Noelle and tank a Sea Dragon's Roar, but how the hell can you tank a Sea Dragon's Roar? I mean, all kunais can still cut her. I mean, current, as of right now, because Sakura is still way more powerful, because she finished out her series, Naruto, she's still got some pretty impressive scaling stuff, only because, like what was it, she had that one attack where she charged up, it was like a 3-year charge, and then she did something. I mean, that would definitely take Noelle out. Noelle is definitely going to be stronger. I don't need to even, like, go into a long description of, like, given like how strong these characters are, Sakura is not going to be stronger in the long run. In the long run, Noelle is definitely going to be more powerful. I mean, it's for sure. There's so much more going on with them, and so many more crazy powers. Noelle actually like gets regular like boosts in strength on a regular basis. She gets way more attention from the author. Where Soccer was just kind of like a background character that occasionally would heal someone, and then every couple years get to punch somebody really hard. Now every once in a while, we'll see how things go though. We're very excited to see how that plays itself out. Deku versus Tanjiro. Deku right now. Tanjiro has got like he's got technique, but Deku is way more powerful. Black Bull's headquarters is basically a Megazord. Yeah, I like their headquarters. I was worried that Henry was gonna die this arc, but like I guess I didn't really take into consideration that would mean that the Black Bull's headquarters would be fucked and it would just be a building. It would not be like a cool like shape shifting like sides and rooms are all interchanging all the time building. That would be really unfortunate. But that was I had the theory that he was gonna die this arc, but it was nice to see that he didn't. I always liked Henry, even though he's still pretty new. He's still a pretty cool guy. I enjoy that about his character. I'm hoping the last Sayuki doesn't get canceled. I was looking at some of the stuff for it recently. Its rankings have really dropped. It started out really high. It was really well received. And then it just suddenly fell off the charts. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's up with the Japanese. They just didn't care. Or maybe just people in general just weren't really that interested. Or what's going on with that. But it suddenly just became like bottom of the fucking tier. I'd be worried for Chainsaw Man, and Jujutsu Kaisen has still been keeping around like middle to upper level rankings in there. But Chainsaw Man's dropped. I would be worried if it wasn't for the fact that volumes 1 and 2 sold out so heavy, and like it's selling really well, especially for something so new. It's picking up, and people are really liking it. But like the last Sayuki, I'm worried about. I don't think it's going to be lasting much longer. I don't really see how well it's going to keep strong. We will see. You haven't read it yet. It's pretty fun. I like it. It's enjoyable. I would wait though to see if in fact it gets canceled before popping into it. Give it a couple more chapters, and if so, then give it a rundown and give the series a try. It's definitely a fun series. I like the characters. Best waifu, Hinata or Orihime. I'd pick Orihime for sure. Or Hinata. I'm like Orihime's got like way cooler powers. She's got way bigger tits. She's just I like her personality too. I always liked Orihime's personality like in general. She's very fun. She was goofy. Does she know how to cook? I feel no. That was one of the things about her is that she was a shitty cook because she didn't have her brother for so long, and then her parents. I don't remember how old she was when her brother died, but she pretty much became like a terrible cook because she didn't have parents or her brother to do it for her, so she did it herself and was really shitty at it. I mean, but she had to have gotten better over time. I feel like she got better. She got married to Ichigo, and they have a kid, so I feel like she would have got decent at it. I think she's a housewife, too. I'd have to double check, but definitely feel like she got better in the course of the time skip. Or at least, like, when it was last brought up that she's a really shitty cook. That's my interest in Bleach right now, is what exactly is going to be revealed of the cooking status of Orihime, like, years after the series ended. We'll see, though. Logan is the final X-Men movie in my eyes. That makes sense. I'm not watching anymore. I don't really care about Marvel movies anymore. I'm not going to watch anymore. Unless it's on Netflix, I guess. I'd probably watch them if they're on Netflix. Well, like, no, because they're getting taken off Netflix because Disney wants to do their own streaming service, and I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested in that. It's fucking Disney. The only thing I would go to a Disney streaming service is, like, Daredevil. I like Daredevil. And, like, old Disney movies. But it's like, no, because I can just watch those on YouTube. So why the living shit would I want to get a whole new streaming service? I already have 3. I got Hulu, Netflix, and the DC one because DC's got some good original shows, and then they got all their old animated shows, which are always good. Grimjow versus Licht. Depends. Licht's faster, but Grimjow is stronger because apparently Grimjow in the novels, because there are canon novels that take place after the manga, and
Grimjow apparently is now the strongest Arankar. Like, he's stronger than the other ones before him were. He's got a second form resurrection. Like, he's way more powerful than he was like when he fought Ichigo. Like, significantly more powerful. I'd have to look more into it. Obviously, Lick's faster, but I mean, he doesn't really have anything to do against Grimjow, because it's like he wouldn't have the straight ability to absorb like powers from him unless Grimjow just needlessly kept shooting sorrows at him. Ask more questions, people are getting weird. Wait, ask more questions, people, it's getting weird. Yeah, I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. I keep getting super distracted. I apologize. Ichigo versus Ichigo. I don't think Ichigo's done a lot in the novels. I have to ask. I don't read the novels. One of my friends does, and he usually just tells me stuff about what goes on in them whenever he reads a part of it that's been translated. So I don't know the extent of what Ichigo is at now. I don't think he's done a lot, because I think Hisagi was the main character for a bit in the novels. What's that, Anime Vortex? How's it going, dude? How have you been? Listen. I ramble on sometimes. If I don't have a straight path of like what to talk about, I'll just keep talking, and then who knows where the living shit, like what I'll have to say, will go. That's the curse of, I guess, the downside, the double-edged sword of just having that ramble off ability. Is sometimes you say shit that you don't even remember saying. It just completely rambles on, and it'll keep going and going and going. But regardless of which, I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. I'll probably stream for another 20 minutes. How powerful would Natsu be in Black Clover? He'd be the strongest character right now. The thing is, not only does he have magic burning fire, he was able to, in base form, at the start of Alvarez, melt a kilometer-wide Colosseum just off his body heat. He's like one-shot people who like should be scaled up to Etherion. He trashed Animus, who was empowered by the Dragon Cry, which was able to flatten out a continent that was like, oh my god, because Fiore is like 6,000, I think it's like 6,500 kilometers long, like from north or from west to east, and it's tiny to the size of Ishgal, and Ishgal is like, I think it's estimated at like almost 100,000 something kilometers wide, and you gotta keep in mind that's something that Natsu just like wiped out. He crushed somebody that was able to do it, and that's the diameter of Earth is, I think, 1,300 kilometers, and again, that's actually no 12 to 13,000. I think it's like 13,000, and so like he trashed somebody capable of that, and that guy was, and then the current one is stronger than that version. Like, some of the power crazy stuff in Fairy Tail comes from like Etherion, and then Dragon Cry like made things ridiculous, and then Eternal Flame obviously for Magnologia, but space between time Magnologia is in its own spot right now above like the Dragon Gods and what Natsu is capable of. Seekheart versus Jalal. Jalal would win. The only thing that Seekheart has on Jalal is he's got his version of Altarius, which is Jalal's is much more of like a big heavy attack, whereas Sieg's is like a mind fuckery, and he's got that, and then he's got a sword that drains mana. But Jalal he's got flight, he's got close, mid, and long range abilities. He's got telepathy. He's got way more than Sieg's capable of. Sieg would definitely lose against that. The only thing that he's got on Jalal, I guess, is like, he made it so he could pretty much be a skeleton, I guess, after he died, but he wasn't capable of fighting or anything. Sorry, I'm yawning. Sorry. Anyway, I wanted Black Clover novels, but I can't find them anywhere on any website. I don't think they're translated. Like, usually novels don't get translated, I don't think. At least not that I'm aware of. I read that. How powerful would Asta be? He's a Naruto. He'd definitely be like in like areas of part 2, but it's like Naruto's power levels like were really kind of consistent, and then I got to Pain, and then that consistency was out the fucking window, and then it kind of kept steady a little bit, and then it got to like the fights between all the tailed beasts and the fucking Ten Tails and stuff, and it kind of just got crazy. Other than that, like he'd probably be like he'd beat some of like the lower Akatsuki for sure. Obviously, he couldn't beat Pain. Jesus, Pain just kind of like jumped up. Wait, I've been dying to know who's stronger, Natsu or Luffy. I give Natsu. Natsu is way stronger than Luffy. Luffy. So here's the thing. Merce Phobia is way stronger than Kaido. Absurdly stronger than Kaido. Natsu, though he isn't as strong as he's not as strong as Merce Phobia, but he took a 50% roar, or at least somewhere around that, and he obviously Natsu got overpowered by it, but he was still fighting. It was beyond what he was capable of, but he still was strong enough to take it. Luffy got one shot by Kaido, and Kaido just like smacked him down, bammies down. There wasn't a lot of effort there. A roar is still a pretty significant attack for a dragon and Dragon Slayer. It's usually they're gonna have their staple attack. They got their staple attack. You know, Natsu's got his Iron Dragon Fist, and then the variants of that. The Lightning Flame Dragon Firing Hammer, Fire Dragon King Demolition Fist, and so on. They have a roar, and then they have their secret techniques. And the roar is always, like, every dragon and Dragon Slayer has a roar. The fact that Natsu took that roar and kept going is so beyond any durability feat in One Piece, it's ridiculous. Again, Merce Phobia is above he's above Animus, and he's above Dragoncry Animus, and Dragoncry Animus absorbed the power that was capable of wiping out all of Ishko. That's beyond anything in One Piece to a disgusting level. What's up, Andres? How's it going, man? Let me see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Natsu is horrifically stronger than Luffy. That's not even a contest. Oh, Black Divider. I think it's just a cool name. I think it's just because, like, a sword, like, it cuts stuff in half. Maybe it divides things like that. Maybe that idea. Maybe it's just a really sick name. Any magic that passes through it will be touched will be canceled. Maybe that's the thing, because maybe it'll be like a name like buffing up, because like the thing about the first sword is it's like pure magic resistant. It's either you can either cut it in half or turn it flat and then hit it back. So maybe that's the whole thing about that divider. Maybe Okior second form versus Grimmjow second form. Again, apparently Grimmjow is more powerful. Apparently, Grimmjow has become the most powerful member to ever have the name Espada. What's your thoughts on Queen Zoan Devil Fruit? I like the design. I thought it was cool. I mean, we saw nothing of it. I doubt he's going to get back up. He just got punched down by Big Mom. So that's going to be unfortunate. Big Mom is somehow powerful and able to one-shot commanders. Only when the commanders are not on the Straw Hats crew, because she got knocked back by Jinbei, but somehow, even though she got knocked back by Jinbei, she's able to one-shot Queen. That's going to be really funny if it comes to the next chapter. A lot of people think Queen's going to get back up. I don't really care either way, but it's either going to be Big Mom couldn't one-shot him, which will be funny de-hyping her, or it's going to be, she one-shot Queen, and it's like, well, Queen's character's done. I'm excited to see how that goes, just because both areas, it's kind of like a shitstorm. That'll be funny. That'll be super funny. Oh, where Austin used spells called in the official translation. It is in the official translation is still Black Divider and Spirit of Zephyr. In five World War Naruto and Ichigo are the strongest of the four main characters. Not Ichigo. So Ichigo, I don't know if Ichigo's gotten stronger since the end of the series, but I wouldn't put Ichigo near Naruto in strength. Naruto's definitely stronger. Natsu could easily end up stronger than Naruto, but he's not right now. It depends. Like, if he gets to Acnologia levels, if he gets like space between time stuff, then yeah, he's gonna jump. He's gonna jump that. He's got concept burning fire, and he's able to, if he takes out people like that, like as powerful as they are. We'll see, though. We'll see. Definitely hype. But I mean, the fact that they're gonna be fighting Ankh-Saram, hopefully, that'll be, I think, the thing that will put up the boost up if it ends up happening, is Ankh-Saram, because Ankh-Saram is a god. We don't know if he's ever going to be used, what's going on with his character, if he's ever going to be brought up or mentioned again, is there going to be any relevance, because maybe that's what Toka will be for. Maybe that's what Toka will try to accomplish, because she sees all these things as, she sees it all as stuff she's got to pretty much turn white, she's got to know out. Maybe she wants to get to where Ankh-Saram is to get rid of him, because You got to keep in mind, as long as Ansaram exists, he could make another Zareth. He could make another like crazed, powerful character that over hundreds of years will do whatever it decides to do, and create every again we could just get another character like that, another character like Zareth, whether they're good or evil. I guess they couldn't really be good because they'd be a psycho, and they would just they'd probably go down a similar path. Maybe not the exact same because Zareth was like already like a magical prodigy and genius beforehand. Do you think Ian Zero will get an anime adaptation? Yeah, in like a year or so. I'd say a little over a year. I remember Fairy Tail got its anime around, I think it was around the Oracion Sace arc. So probably not for a year or two, then we'll probably get an Eden Zero anime. Is what I'm guessing. I don't know for fact, obviously. That's just a speculation. When did Black Clover's anime came out? It was around like episode 80 something. It came out around the end of the Royal Knights exam is when the anime came out, I believe. So that was around the same time. That was a little over 2 years. That's where I feel like a lot of them coming in around that 2 to 3 year area, as long as it does well. I don't know if the volumes are selling that well. I think it's only got, I think they're selling good, but they aren't selling like crazy. But obviously, it doesn't have an anime, and that's a huge boost for stuff. We'll see. We'll see. Think of the smartest shonen protagonist. Smartest. I mean, smartest is different than I was thinking. Instantly thought of strategy. Obviously, strategy. I'd go with Yugi, but in terms of smart, I mean, wasn't Light Yagami? Was his intelligence like 200 or something ridiculous? Because then it'd be him. And I don't think Kyogiyas isn't shown. I don't think. Will there be a Jujutsu Kaisen anime next year? Maybe that'd be really cool. I know it's doing really well in Japan, so it's very possible. Obviously, yeah, they always got to get far enough that they can't catch up with that manga. I think that's one of the things to always wait for. Can Naruto do anything against Mai? Last time I checked, he can't really do anything against Kagutsuchi. Go to space and start nuking the place. It'd be funny if Naruto, if he's a child with the jutsu. I mean, Naruto could just make a million clones. He makes a bunch of clones, throw a bunch of Biju bombs and Rasen shurikens. Take her out there. He can also fight way longer. He's way more battle adept. He's way more durable. Of course he would beat her. Come on, Andres. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, fella? Oh my god, this goddamn chair. I need to get like a chair that doesn't bend, at least for stream, so you guys it doesn't bother me, but it bothers me that you guys have to hear that loud ass chair screech in the back. Jesus. That's going to bother the hell out of me. It's weird that the thing that bothers me isn't the thing itself. It's the fact that you guys have to deal with the unfortunateness of this loud-ass damn chair. I want to get a new chair, but if you saw my chair now, it's got so, like, it was only like a $50-something chair. And, like, so I don't need a fancy chair. And I would eventually be like, yeah, I'm going to get a really cool chair eventually to sit in for my computer. But my cat has like clawed up this chair, and so there's all these tiny little claw marks on it. And like, okay, yeah, I could get a new chair, but then it would just suffer the same fate of getting mauled up by my goddamn cat. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it, I'm doing stuff. She heard me talking about her, now she's mad. What if Goku had a stand? It would probably just be Vegeta. It would just be Vegeta, and then he would summon him, and Vegeta would do most of the work, and then Goku would get the credit, as does. He comes in last second, takes it all out. Is there anybody like really crazy games that get revealed at E3? I know Elden Ring. I'm gonna play that. That's by Software. And then I think there's another Tales game, but I've never even played a Tales game. I've heard good things, but I just never touched them. I like games where you pretty much get to make your own character. I always thought that was really cool. Like obviously, like there's a lot of games where you play a set character, but I always prefer create your own. Depending on the game, like something like Dark Souls, where it's like, yeah, you create a character and you go explore and do stuff. Imagine if Asta had Deku's quirk. It'd be way more powerful. Like, it'd be fucking kill everybody in sight. That'd be absurd. Just stand up for the whole stream. No, I don't want to stand up. That's awful. To stand up for like an hour and a half to 2 hours? No way. Never. I'll try and lean in a consistent spot. I think this is a pretty consistent spot. Maybe Super OP. Dragon Ball Project Z. I've heard about it. I'm not too interested. What if All For One gave other shonen villains quirks? That'd be cool.
Well, I feel like a lot of the big shonen villains are way ahead of him, and he'd probably have to work for them. He just tried to talk to Aizen. He'd be like, "Oh, let me steal your powers," and then Aizen would just, oh my god, what is Soigetsu? Kyoka Soigetsu is this Shikai, isn't it? Yeah, he was just put him under an illusion forever. It's a pretty nice time. I think he would. I think he would get a lot of experience talking to Aizen. I think Aizen's a couple centuries old, pretty long going. And oh, I accidentally clicked on a video. Oh, I didn't want you guys to hear some background echo. God damn, I don't think someone can fly. I have an indestructible shield, summon extra rings, and control flames innately. And there's Kagutsuchi. I don't think Naruto has any defined ladder attacks. I mean, Naruto again, he's faster. He can outlast the hell out of her. He's got way more battle prowess. I mean, what's the longest fight Mai's ever been in? It was like, what, like 10 minutes? I mean, Naruto's fought like hours. And the Ninja War was like a few straight days. And so, I mean, like, again, like, makes thousands of clones, all throwing like country exploding attacks. Naruto would win. Plus, he fought on the moon. Naruto went to the moon. He fought a dude who cut the moon in half. Oh man, stand for 2 hours is easy for the pain. Oh, I've stood up for hours before. I don't want to do it before. I hate it. Especially talking would be weird. Imagine if Deku had Mob's Esper abilities. I need to watch Mob Psycho at some point. I thought about, I was actually gonna watch Mob Psycho at one point, and then I knew this guy who was so, I couldn't stand hearing him talk. He bothered the hell out of me, and he wouldn't stop talking about Mob Psycho, and every time I thought about watching Mob Psycho, I thought of that guy, and I just got annoyed. And I sometimes bug people about stuff that I want them to check out, so it's like, I understand, but at the same time, I gotta get them to do it. But I guess the difference is that dude wasn't my friend, versus I'm bugging my friends, so that's different. You know, the slight difference, I guess, would be like if someone said something rude to you versus a friend said something to you. You take it two different things. What's your opinions on Nezuko? I like Nezuko. I think she's cool. I like her. I like her constant shifts between either small Nezuko or like really big Nezuko. I hope Kimetsu no Yaiba isn't over after this arc. It's possible. I hope not. Like, it'll be weird if it's like, okay, she turned back into a human and then the series is over. And then especially if they take out Muzan in this arc. Because they haven't even fought the #1 moon guy. And if they pretty much defeat all the really big moons and Muzan in the same arc, it'll feel really weird. Especially because I guess it's different for something like, I was thinking like Bleach is kind of like, it was all the same arc. But that was a really long arc. The Wake of Mundo arc up into like Fake Karakure Town and Decide. It's all pretty much one huge arc in a lot of ways. I mean, you could cut them up, but I think a lot of people like, it's like the Substitute arc, and then it's like Soul Society, Hueco Mundo, Execution, and then 1,000-Year Blood War. Once again, indestructible seal and Kagutsuchi, no matter. You can't say just indestructible. I mean, there's a no limits policy. So if someone shoots a planet, so if somebody shoots a planet destroying attack, she's gonna be fine. No, that's not how it works. Nobody in my Hime ever took attacks that could blow up countries. And again, faster. He can go into the moon. He's got way more stamina. He's got way more battle prowess. Mai would get destroyed. She's fought for like 5 minutes at most. She's not a skilled fighter. She had like a couple battles against other characters who had like very weak battle prowess. Blame Aizen for the Waco Mundo arc. I like Waco Mundo. I thought it was really good. I still think it's really fun. I heard that the final arc went to the but I don't think it's true to be. That's what I was saying. It would feel really weird if this was the end. I mean, I can't obviously decide or dictate on how that goes, but I feel like it would just feel very strange. Mob Psycho's animation is beautiful. Yeah, I want to get to it eventually. I've seen some of the scenes. The art style itself is really like the art style itself kind of like tears me away. I think the way that the dude draws faces. It's like, because like every character looks like Saitama's face. At least from what I've seen, it looks very strange. Yes, Aizen. I mean, the Aizen meme. Everything's an illusion. Aizen, what is he doing actually? I need when my friend comes on, I'm gonna ask him because I don't think I've asked him what the fuck Aizen's even doing. Like, what has he been doing since the 1,000-Year Blood War ended? I'm very curious.
I'm very curious now to what's going on with Aizen. Because he's still in his chair, I believe, and he was sentenced to, what, 20,000 years of sitting in that goddamn chair? I don't even know why they gave him a sentence. I don't know why they just didn't lock him up forever. I mean, by one... Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, but it looks really weird in... Because, like, One Punch Man, I don't think anybody other than Saitama has the Saitama art style face, but it's like everybody in Mob Psycho seems to have that style face. It just looks strange. Obviously, I know that the animation is way more fluid. It doesn't change the fact... The art style doesn't change the fact that it's very well animated. I'm just saying, like, it's just weird to look at when they all look like Saitama. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it on this stream, call it good for today. I'm glad anyone came out to chit-chat, hang out. I put up the reviews for Chainsaw Man and Tokyo Shinobi Squad, so, go check those out. Read them, those series you haven't, especially Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's excellent. Jujutsu Kaisen and probably a black, either there's going to be Black Clover video tomorrow or a, oh my god, I get this one. For all we know, it's not, you can't say it's indestructible. You can't just say, oh, it's like saying, oh, Itachi's mirror can reflect Goku's spirit bomb. It's like, no, that's not the case. Again, if Naruto throws an attack way beyond anything in My Hime's ever shown, absurdly beyond their capabilities, it's going to destroy it. It's called a no limits fallacy. It's like, again, it's like that. It's literally like saying, oh, well, his shield can mirror back anything. No, it's how it goes back. Being salty now. I'm a little, I get salty whenever I argue with people about stuff. Because you can't just say, oh, it's just indestructible. It's like saying, Asta's magic swords can deflect shit by, like, Dr. Fate. It's like, no, it cannot. Absolutely cannot. Or like, oh, Saitama can one punch anything. No, that's not how that works. You can't just say, the Naruto cut the moon. I don't even remember how they got there, but the dude cut the moon in half, and Naruto fucking fought that dude. Way too much. Yeah. Tsukiyomi Goku. It wouldn't work. All these things, it wouldn't work. Because it's like, oh, Natsu can burn magic. It's like, well, can Natsu burn fucking attacks from again, like Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange and all the crazy shit he's done, or Doctor Fate, or, throw in absurd magic character. Or like fucking, well, what about, you put fucking, Wise in front of like a Demon Bane mech, or like Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann or something. Like, he's not gonna reshape those things. But anyway, thanks for the stream. I'm glad talking to you guys. It was a good nicely stream this week, and I hope you guys have a good another week. Fairy Tail on Tuesday, as well as Eden Zero, and hopefully 7 Deadly Sins is good. The last chapter was good, so I'm hoping it at least keeps up that way until the end of the series. I hope we get to see an Endura this chapter too, actually. I think the Endura are what hold my attention for the rest of the series. But other than that, again, thanks for showing up to the stream. And I appreciate everyone, who frequents and comes and hangs out and has fun. Until next week, again, I might do a stream on Wednesday. I might do a Wednesday stream. I'll put it out in a video because I might end up, I might not be here next Sunday, so I might do a Friday stream instead of Sunday. So otherwise, look forward to that. Until next time, thanks everyone for showing up.